Welcome all to Building Stronger Defenses, IBMI Security Overview by Keith Swanson. For those of you who haven't met him, Keith is a leading IBMI security consultant. Before we start today, we have a little bit of housekeeping to cover off. If you have any questions for Keith throughout today's sessions, please do put them in the Q&A tab on the right, and we'll go through as many as we can at the end of the session. If we don't get to your question, don't worry, we'll add it to our list for the live Q&A at the end of day 2. For any other comments, please do use the chat function that is visible to all participants. If you'd like to watch this session again, the recording will be made available after this on the website, so do revisit. And with the stage set, take it away, Keith.
Thank you. Hello, my name's Keith Swanson. I'm an IBMI security consultant working at Service Express. I have over 30 years experience working on the IBMI. For the last 20 years, I've been specializing in compliance and security. I've worked in many different sectors, including technology, retail, entertainment, finance, commodities, and health. Today, we'll be discussing how Service Express and Park Place technologies can assist in adding layered defenses to your IBMI. Data loss prevention will be the primary driver of your security strategy, but the financial impact on production from a breach is also a major factor. Looking at the 2 big breaches that occurred last year, in April 2025, M&S had a severe disruption to their production environment that lasted till July 2025, with an estimated cost of £300 million. In September 2025, Jaguar Land Rover took 6 weeks for production to resume with an estimated cost of £485 million, but the total financial impact was estimated to be around £2 billion. So the IBMI is a secure platform, or can be. It was the first commercially available computer to get a DoD C2 rating, which is quite extreme. But out the box, the IBMI will have the same issues as any other platforms. Default settings are not the best, and patches need to be applied on a regular basis. Security is never done once, and it's done. Threats are always evolving. Security reviews need to be carried out on a regular basis, and systems need to be aligned to evolving compliance frameworks. Service Express and Park Place Technologies have been working in partnership with Fortra for the last 10 years, bringing our expertise in technology, understanding of the various compliance frameworks, and with the market-leading software to assist in securing IBMIs. So how can we help? Well, the first step is to understand the security health. So we can perform a free security scan. From these scans, we can identify potential risks, make recommendations based off of this. We also have several software suites that can assist. The first up is the Compliance Monitor. This is a reporting tool that can provide regular output from the IBMI with PDF overviews and data extractions to allow analysis of your queue or journey events. The software comes with predefined reports based on several compliance frameworks and allows bespoke reports to be created as well. Scheduling can be as simple as a weekly report pack, a daily report pack, quarterly report packs, or we can run bespoke ad hoc runs such as audit packs. So we can actually provide you with regular point in time reporting. Now, everyone will probably be questioning, why do we need antivirus on an IBMI? Whilst there's been no known viruses on the IBMI, most compliance framework states that antivirus should be installed where possible. ISO 27001 A8.16, monitoring activities, networks, systems, and applications should be monitored for anomalous behavior, appropriate actions taken to evaluate potential information security incidents. If you have any PPI data on the system, then this will fall under GDPR in Europe. There's a few other various PPI-centric compliances as well. But under GDPR, Recital 74 states that a controller should be obliged to implement appropriate and effective measures and be able to demonstrate the compliance of processing activities with this regulations as laid out in Article 24, responsibility of the controller in paragraph 1. The main reason, though, the IBM is an enterprise tool, meaning it's open to other technologies that can be infected, such as web services, IFS, etc. Um, it can also act as repositories for viruses, even payload deliveries. So whilst the IBM OS can't be infected, these areas can be. The next big problem with an IBM is the amount of authorities that are kicking around. Laziness produces potentially poor user profile, and the authority broker acts as a PAM tool within the IBMI. So this allows for the escalation of user authorities, reducing the number of profiles with special authorities. It can also produce a PDF output with screenshots at the end of an interactive session. So it gives good visibility of what work was being done under those higher access profiles. But this tool is not just limited to the escalation of authorities. It could be used to provide an output for interactive SQL sessions or quickly swap between development and UAT environments. So you don't have to use it just for the escalation of authorities. There's a wide aspect to it. The exit points are the external access to the system. These enable the IBMI to be an enterprise tool. These exit points can be for file shares, FTP, but the main usage we see is ODBC, so accessing of data. The exit point manager allows for a granular control of who, what, and where these connections can access the system. It can stop connections from specific IP addresses, IP address ranges. It can limit objects a profile can access whilst doing these external access points. This can also stop an all obs user profile accessing function or objects they would normally be allowed to under the OS. One area that we've seen a big uptake is SIEM agents. This provides real-time event monitoring provided by the SIEM agent. Most compliance frameworks have a need for login monitoring events, ISO 27001, A815 and A816. The SIEM agent allows events from the queue journey to be sent for ingestion into your SIEM solution. But this is not just limited to queue or journey, as application journals and message monitoring queues can also be monitored. The SIEM agent also allows for local reports to be produced. It can also be linked to monitoring tools, so you can actually get a real-time monitoring of events through something like your robot suites, Ithian, and various other message queue monitoring. And this software can also act as a pre-filter, reduce ingestion data into your SIEM solution. Encryption. This is another area that people tend to overlook. PPI data should be encrypted, though it's not implied within GDPR. But Article 32 does state appropriate technical and organizational measures to secure personal data. Hardware encryption is not the same as field level encryption. Pulling a disk containing data, the data is protected through hardware encryption, but if the threat actor is already in the OS, the data is in plain text. The encryption software will show an encrypted field data based on what the user is allowed to view, so all, partial, or none. So it's a good way to protect your data on the server at the OS layer. Another area of potential headache is controlling what commands can be run by users. Uh, it's almost impossible to stop someone with all obj having access to all the commands, but this software will allow the tool to restrict the OS commands, so you can prevent someone running, in this example, power down sys, even if they're an all obj profile. Multi-factor authentication is very popular. It adds another layer of security to your system, but it's not a native thing until you get to v7r6. Uh, if you're running a prior OS, then you need to employ a third-party application. This software utilizes all the favorite authentication tools, as well as the Fortra own authentication tool, and this can be linked seamlessly into your environment. Another area of resource drain within uh, most companies is password resets. Users will have downtime because they can't get onto the system. They have to phone up the service desk. The service desk are busy. With this tool, we can help self password resets and enablements. This can reduce the downtime for the users. It will also provide time saving for your support staff because they're not having to reset passwords. And unfortunately, that is my. Oh, I was quite good today. Any questions? Questions? Right. Thank you. We've got a question about MFA and how it's rolled out. The MFA product sits behind the initial logon screen. So for the non-native version at 7.6, at 7.6 you've got it as part of the logon screen, whereas because the session's got to be initiated, it sits behind the logon screen. So the user profile has a call to the MFA tool, which then prompts you for your key, so your one-time password. So apart from Fortra software, the IBM can be secured through utilizing a lot of inbuilt functionality on the IBM. One area that often gets overlooked is the password values. Most people default to the standard password system values, but looking at going over to password rules, you can actually introduce more complex passwords. That's another good area of securing your IBM. You can also look at your library object authorities. Um, Removing all obj is always a good start. A lot of applications, legacy applications, tend to have been created with all object profiles of the owner, so no one has problems with their authorities. But this also introduces a level of risk because everyone's got access to everything. So having a look at if you need to have all obj, maybe introduce it at a group profile level. So people are adopting it at a group profile level, which drops them below the private level. So at private level, you can still exclude from objects. The migration from 7.6 7.5 to 7.6 is actually needs a bit of planning. Um, the There's a lot of software that's been deprecated at 7.6, especially around development tools. So SEU has been phased out, which means that people are going to have to do screen design through Rationale. You will need to look at going up to security level. No, not security level. It's the password level needs to go up to a new the next layer, which is 4. This is to allow more encrypted passwords. So there are a couple of considerations. From a native point of view, you need to be at the latest version of client access or ACS. So when you access the system, you get the extra field for the additional authentication prompt. And is there anything else with that? I think that those are the main things. Level 4 for the password level, and ACS being at the latest level, and the deprecation of software. So IBM have got a memo to user about this that we can happily provide to you if requested. I mean, we can also offer consultancy if you're looking to do this sort of work. We've done implementations for various customers. 7.6 is still quite new. It's just over a year old. So we're beginning to see an uptake in 7.6. And also, aside from PowerTech software, we do offer consultancy, so we can actually provide assistance if you're looking to firm up your security position on your IBM I. It doesn't have to be based around software. We can assist with application hardening, but the decisions are advisement. We can't actually do the implementation. This has got to be driven by you as the data owners or application owners. Any more questions coming through?
So, Keith, we've got a question from Stefan Waterman. Aside from Fortra software, what things can people do to secure the IBMI?
The authorities for the objects is probably one key area. Looking at your user profiles, making sure that profiles have the right authority, not too much. Reviewing dead profiles, making sure that you remove profiles that no longer are required, because that's potential ingress point. Potentially looking at the system values, making sure that you're running at the right security layer. There's various aspects within the system values that can allow objects to be restored. So you might want to look at those. So you control what gets put onto the system. If you've got if you don't utilize certain exit points, blocking those ports to make sure that they can't be accessed, even if they get turned on, by accident, because these could be potential ingress points into your server.
Excellent. Thank you, Keith. We're going into a short break now, but we do encourage you to join further future sessions coming up here. We've got about 15 minutes before our next session. So we appreciate you all attending today, and thank you very much. And we hope to see you at the next session. Thank you,
Thank you.
Keith. Appreciate it.